Yo! Hello everyone, my name is Fritzy, and this is me talking to myself. If you don't know what that means, well, I'm talking to a camera, the camera doesn't talk back at me, and it's kind of like writing in a journal, except speaking it. And you get to read the journal, because I post it on YouTube. So, the idea is I just share my thoughts. I might have ideas for thoughts. I might change my mind last minute. Who knows? There's no script. I just speak, and I don't edit the stuff out. Though I did a recording just a moment ago, and then I stopped it. There was too many noises. I just felt like it was too distracting, like car noises and such. Maybe next time I'll just leave it go. It's kind of funny. I'm also drinking a beer, Steam Whistle. It's not bad. Had a bit of a wild day at work. I'm just exhausting, so it was a good day for a beer. So here I am. Anyway, I had some thoughts on this week. It's been a weird week, but So typically I'm happy to go to work every day, and I like my job. I do. But I found myself more so than not when I would wake up ask myself, do I actually want to go to work? Now, I'm somebody who just shows up. Like, unless I'm sick, like my throat's like stuffed, I'm like, I'm disgusting. I'm there every single day. Main reason, I don't care about looking good to a boss. I just need to be reliable to a team. So, and also reliable to myself. So when I start thinking about, say, I wake up and I'm like, what are the consequences of waking up? You feel like there's something wrong. I think part of it is, though I enjoy my job, it's not a career I want to build for a long time. I like my team. I like the people. I like my customers. I like interacting with people. And I guess that's kind of what this is too. I like having conversations with people, which is weird because I'm actually really introverted. I trick people a lot because they think I'm extroverted. And I might have extroverted tendencies because if I'm in the right mood, in the right zone, in my job, I'm comfortable. I'm super comfortable. I know the job. I'm confident. And I've been trained on customer service for years and years and years that you're some new random person that walks in the store. I'm happy to say hello and ask about your day. And so I work at a coffee shop. If I'm sitting there making a drink and you're staring at me, I can look at you and be like, how's your day? And you go, oh, well, it's fine. I'll be like, well, that's good too. And then you might be like, oh, the weather. And I'll be like, the weather out there is frightful. But you, sir, are quite delightful. I have nothing more to say on that. Where was I going with this? I don't know. But yeah, so I like what I do. I like interacting with people, but I feel like I've been working myself. I'm just in a bit of a rut, I guess. And, it's partly why I do this, is some kind of outlet. But this week was the biggest kind of smack me in the face. Like, Phil, if you don't push on your goals outside the job you have, and the job I have is like, well, I need to pay my bills, I need to do these things. If you don't push past this, you might hit a breaking point where that thought of what are the consequences of not going to work, I'll start kind of thinking about that more. Not every day, maybe every couple of weeks or maybe once a month, and it'll happen more and more. And then every couple of weeks, and then I'll start a few more days, and then I'll start caring less about the consequences. And I don't want to get to that point. So I guess it's important for me to stay consistent with this. And I think what I need to do is focus in on what I like the most. Well, this, I think I figured it out. It's just I talk, and hopefully people can understand. It's too bad that this camera doesn't talk to me, because sometimes it's a bit lonely. But I think you, listener, can understand my perspective. So it's not a complete half conversation. We'll say we're 75 there. Because even if you're not commenting on the video, I think, I'll see a like or something. I'll post this on Facebook and I'll see a like, and I'm like, okay. There's some interaction, which, gets me excited and whatnot. But yeah, I think other than that, I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm almost at 10 videos at this point. So I'll probably make a 10 video special, meaning I'll announce that it's my 10th video. I won't do anything else special. That's probably it. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I don't want to actually put any more effort into what I'm doing. But I think once I get to 10 videos, which will happen very soon, will be a good milestone for me. I think with my Life's a Video game, I'd have to actually double check. I could be wrong. It might be less, but I feel like I hit something like 10. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I also had this idea that if I got 50 subscribers, I would be good, and I hit that, and I kind of dropped off. But I feel like once I get to 10, it means I've showed up enough that this could be a tangible thing. So then my goal after that would be to work to 100. I think 100, I might stop at 100, but it just depends on if this goes anywhere. If this doesn't really go anywhere, and it gets 1 or 2 more subscribers, though I appreciate it. I really do. I think I'll stop at 100. But I think 100 is a good number to stop at. I was thinking about this the other day. There was this episode of Pokemon years ago, season 1. So I was grade 3, grade 4, something like that. Ash Ketchum. It was one of the first 15 to 20 episodes. Anyway, so it's after Ash gets Pikachu and goes on his grand adventure, meets up with some friends, blah, 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 blah. He knows he's going to go get badges. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up the show Pokemon, you old person. All young people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Ash, he shows up at this not quite gym. Getting gym badges. I think there's 8. That's his goal. And he gets all those, and then he can go on to this big competition. It's not quite a gym, but there's this, it's like a typical, it's just like a training gym, but just for this one trainer, Pokemon trainer. And yeah, she's all like gung-ho, like, I'm going to challenge everybody. And this guy, he has a Pokemon called a Sandshrew. And he's excited to fight this Sandshrew. And sends his Pikachu after him. Pikachu, I think, loses. I actually have to kind of double check some of the finer details. You might know this episode really well and be like, you're wrong. But he kind of is interacting with this dude who is the trainer of the Sandshrew, and he notices early on that this trainer is sending his Sandshrew into the water. Now, the thing about a Sandshrew Pokemon is it's a ground Pokemon. Ground Pokemon are weak to water, and Sandshrew, it's sand, so water's gonna hurt it. It's gonna actually damage the poor guy. So Ash like freaks out and is like, oh, you blah, 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 blah. And you find out that this dude is kind of toughening up his Pokemon, which in some ways his Pokemon is an extension of him. So he's toughening up himself so that he can go out and face the world to bigger challenges. So he's not interested in going out and fighting the big gym battles like Ash is. And Ash kind of sucks. I'm pretty sure the show still goes on and he still kind of sucks as a human being. Just this impulsive idiot. But this guy, he decides he must win 100 battles with his Sandshrew before he feels he's worthy to even go out into the world. And I think Ash probably was like 98 or 99, something like that. And again, part of him sending his Sandshrew into the water is like strengthening him. Like you can get over the thing that is your biggest weakness. It's kind of a cool way. It's like, okay, what is my biggest weakness? Well, I'm self-conscious. I worry about what people say. I don't think I do, but I do get affected at times. It's like, okay, maybe that's not the case with, well, that is the case with me, but maybe that's not my biggest weakness. I'm not sure, but self-reflection, thinking about it's like, need to focus on that a bit. But my point being is, I like the idea of it because after 100, okay, we'll put the point off to the side for a moment. My brain goes all over the place. Let me have another sip of my beer. Hold on. Delicious. Yes. The trainer, he fights off this I would say like they're a terrorist team, but for a kid show, Team Rocket, and that was like his 100th battle, and then he like feels he's ready. I feel like if I make 100 videos, I will have felt like I've strengthened my mental will, if you will, to go out and push myself to other directions. If that means me making other videos like Life's a Video Game or something else, then I do that. But I feel like I kind of went at things a bit backwards. A lot of people, it's just about going out and making content. It's just doing this first, just being confident enough to talk in front of a camera. And I was like, no, I need to have like really good editing skills. So I focused all on that, and I couldn't keep up with the output. There was just, my output sucked. And like, it was a lot of work to do it, but I don't think I did enough of the groundwork. And to top that off, I think when you put something out there, you need to know how to market yourself. And you're like, in some ways that might sound weird, or maybe I'm just judging myself on it. Because even though I'm not selling anything, like there's, as far as I know, there's no ads on this. I didn't put any ads on it. I don't think I'm allowed to have ads on this. So there's no money I'm making off of this. I'm just speaking and you're just watching. But it's important to get exposure. And it's a fine line, because you don't want to get exposure to help like boost your ego, because if something negative happens, you're going to fall face flat, which is kind of what happened to me last year, and I barely got anyone. My ego is it's fragile. So that's it. My biggest issue is my ego is fragile. I'm like the Sandshrew. I am weak to water. My ego is weak to criticism. It's not even weak to criticism. I'm weak to not having somebody look at me or something. I don't know. It's like, it's weak. So I need to build that up, and then I'll have the strength to keep moving forward. And I kind of circle this back to my job. Part of the reason why I feel so confident, even though I'm quite introverted, is I've been doing customer service for 15 years. My first couple years, people would say shitty things to me. Not very nice. Funny enough, it's always the older generation. You baby boomers are not kind. You're not kind. I do not get shitty millennials. It just doesn't happen. I just need you baby boomers to realize. Anyway, slight rant. I got shit on a lot. I remember my first week at a job. I'm just fucking up a bit. And this guy, he pulls my supervisor over to the side. I was working at McDonald's at the time. And he says, "You need to not hire idiots like this." I'm like within earshot, 15 years old. I was like, "You need to not hire idiots like this." And I'm like, oh my God. I remember at the end of my shift, I'm like, I'm going to get fired. These people hate me. Customers hate me. Anyway, over the years, because it's not the first time I got shit on. No. People still try it. I just don't allow it to happen anymore to me. You see, it's the same angle people have. I don't allow that shit. Not in customer service. And I have a lot of sympathy and empathy for people starting off, and I really go out of my way to protect them, but not protect them to the point that they're coddled, but to teach them how to overcome these shitty customers. Now, just as a side note, 99% of customers are great, but those shitty ones really stick in your mind. And I guess another point I'm trying to make with this video is I'm sure a lot of people watching this might enjoy it, or they might not care, who knows. But there's going to be one or two people that are going to be like, "You suck, dude. You have an ugly face. You got this. You got that. I hate your blue hair. Whatever. Your voice stinks. Your breath stinks." Wow, that's mean. You can't even smell my breath. It smells like beer right now, probably, though. Anyway, I need to build thicker skin in that respect. So I think I'm going to work to 100. I knew I wanted to tell people that. I wanted to wait till video 10, but this is how talking to myself works. Is I just talk about what shows up in my brain. So here we are. Who knows what I'm going to talk about in video 10. Anyway, cheers. Have a great day, and peace.